All right, so welcome back to No Small Talk. I am your host, LaBreia, and this is just your safe space to heal, to grow, and to discover who you are. Okay, and I just want to drop a few reminders really quick. So every Wednesday, a video will drop. Make sure that you turn on your notifications and you subscribe so that you can be notified when an episode drops. And then also follow me on Apple Podcasts, okay, so that if you love the podcast form and not the YouTube form, you will have me over there as well, so you can listen to me whenever and wherever. And then lastly, can you please just follow me on Instagram so that we can connect? Okay, so just follow me on Instagram at I am LaBreia. All right, so let's get into the topic for today. So we are going to talk about no longer shrinking. Here we go. We are going to talk about no longer shrinking ourselves for anyone. Point blank, period. Right? Because you deserve greatness. You deserve what God has for you. So I am excited to talk about this. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so thinking small of ourselves or feeling inadequate, this is called an inferior complex. And really, it's just when we feel less than, when we feel small and think small of ourselves, when we are not feeling worthy, not deserving, and not good enough. Okay, and this can come from a couple of things. This can come from childhood experiences. This can come from experiences as an adult. And as I was researching, let me look at my notes. Cultural messages we received about our perceived inadequacies, right? So what are we taking in on social media and on these TVs? And they really feed into our perceived, keyword, our perceived inadequacies. So we really have to be careful of what we take in. And some signs that we may have this inferiority complex: you may have low self-esteem and insecurities. You may be feeling stuck. You may be giving up too easily. You may have negative thinking and you're always assuming the worst. You may not feel worthy, not good enough. You may be inconsistent. You may start to people please, right? That is seeking attention and validation from other people and not finding that within yourself. You always want to be perfect. This was me, 100%. Constantly finding faults in others, finding it difficult to admit mistakes. You have this black and white thinking. Again, this was me. I was either perfect or I was either failing. And I had to come to terms that I had to be okay with being imperfect, and I have to be okay with making mistakes and failing because it's a part of life, right? All right, so now that we know what it is, now that we know the causes and the signs, right, let's really dive into how we can overcome feeling unworthy, feeling less than this complex, right? Because this complex can hinder us from receiving the blessings that God has for us. And I want my peeps not to be hindered. Okay. I want us thriving and growing and being the best that we can be. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 ways that we can start getting out of this complex and really healing and growing. Okay. So the first one is we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people's journeys, period. So when you see other people's lives on social media or even in person, you may be seeing the fruits of their work that they put in for the years prior to this moment, but yet you are comparing your journey to their journey. The only journey that you should be paying attention to is yourself. And I had to learn that your journey is the most important journey. And I get seeing people's journey for inspiration. I get that because I do that as well. But you cannot get so caught up in other people's journeys because you have to focus on your own. Okay. And also under this comparison, I want us to be careful to not look at other lives desiring exactly what they have and yearning for that and truly wanting what they have. And sometimes that can lead down the path of jealousy. Really quick, I just wanted to touch on Exodus 20:17, which says, "Thou shalt not covet anything of thy neighbors." Okay. Covet meaning yearning to possess something. Thou shalt not yearn to possess anything of thy neighbors. So we really have to be careful of desiring someone else's things, someone else's journey, wanting what they have. We truly have to be careful of that. One thing I want to say is just really have a conversation with God. Really talk to him, really pray, and read the Bible. And the desires of your heart will come out of it, and you will realize what exactly you want out of life. Okay. And also, sometimes we look at other people's lives and we see what they got and we think that we want that, but deep down inside, we don't even want it. So I want us to focus on ourselves, our own journey. And yes, it's okay, right, to follow people for inspiration, because like I said, I do that too. But I just want us to focus on us. All right. So also, this is the last one under comparison. Take a break from social media. All right. Get yourself off social media and go focus on your goals. Go focus on your aspirations. Also, too, take a break from watching other people's stories on YouTube. That just came to me. You are watching 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour of people's lives, of get ready with me's, of a week this, a week that, when you could be focusing on your journey, when you could be focusing on the things that you want to do. And I had to come and realize that, and I had to stop that too. Number 2 is you have to challenge your thoughts. It is all about your mindset. You have to challenge and question those thoughts. And sometimes that is speaking to yourself out loud, and not in public, but so people don't think you crazy, but just to quiet those thoughts down. So I was reading this book called Untethered Soul, and it's an amazing book. It's phenomenal. And there was a piece in there where it talks about it's either you can't or it's very difficult to challenge a thought with a thought. We have to speak life into ourselves and declare that no, I will not feel inferior, because I know who I am and whose I am. Okay. And the more that you say it, the more you will believe it, the more that you will receive that thing, and you will start to show up as the confident person that you are. Sometimes you will have to repeat it over and over again until you actually believe it. Okay. And then also, speaking life into yourself and speaking out loud is so important, because it's important for us to hear the things that we are speaking about, instead of just running those thoughts in our mind. So what challenging look like for me, because I have to overcome this. I continue to overcome this. I am a work in progress, and I am constantly working on this. So when I would get into these situations where I may have felt not worthy or less than, I would just ask myself a couple questions. Who am I comparing myself to, and why? And the why question is so powerful. And then also, why am I so fixated on levels? Because at the end of the day, nobody is beneath me and nobody is above me. Well, God is above me. But other than that, nobody is beneath me. Nobody is above me. I am on my journey. They are on their journey. And that's it. And when these thoughts of I am not capable start to trickle in, so let's say that you may be up for a promotion, or you are working on a new business venture, or in your business, or you have this meeting and you may feel that you are the smallest in the room, right? And sometimes thoughts may come in that I am not capable to do X, Y, and Z. And this is where I challenge you to say, yes, I am capable. I am in this situation, in this position right now, because God seen fit that I'm supposed to be in this room right now. I am deserving. I am worthy of being in this room right now. You have to validate yourself, and you cannot let anybody else validate you. You cannot seek that from anybody else. Okay. Okay. All right. And then number 3 is pinpoint exactly where you're feeling inferior. Right. So yes, this is the time to get your pen and paper. This is the time to get your notes and the phone, and let's put things into perspective. So the journal prompt for today is to say, at what times do I feel inferior? Or when I'm with this specific person, why am I feeling less than? Why are thoughts of unworthiness coming in? Why am I feeling inferior to this person? Okay. And we can dig a little deeper, right? At when was the first time you ever felt inferior? When was the first time you felt unworthy or undeserving? Okay. And digging deep, you may find a wound that has not been healed yet, but when you find that, you are able then to start the healing process, and you are able to nurture that young boy or that young girl and letting them know that we are capable to do this. We are deserving. We are worthy, right? And I can be transparent with you guys. The first memory I have of being inferior or feeling less than or feeling not worthy is around the time it was around kindergarten or first grade, and I got bullied, and I went to go tell this safe individual, and I did not feel heard. I felt like after that I couldn't go to anybody else. And after that, I developed the thinking of feeling small and being small and feeling unworthy and feeling unheard. And I grew up with it. So now that's starting in kindergarten. I'm 5, 6 years old. That follows me, and that changes my perception of everything. And you can imagine, right? So pinpoint where exactly you started to do this. So now I'm able to nurture that little girl. I'm able to say to young LaBreia that we are worthy, that we are deserving, that we are powerful, that we are magnificent, that we are loving and caring, and going down the line, right? And just telling myself that, you know what, I am not inferior to anyone, right? That God has blessed me and put me on this earth for a reason. Okay. And I just want to leave you with this, that God did not put you on earth to feel inferior to anybody. He did not put you on this earth to think small, to dream small, or to live small. And he did not put you on this earth to merely survive. You were put on this earth for a reason, and you have purpose on your life. And when you start believing that and you start speaking that into your life, then you will start getting those blessings that God has for you. Really quick, I just want to jump into Jeremiah 29:11, and he says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And that is the NIV version. Okay, God already has the plans for you. He wants to prosper you. He has a hope and a future for you. And when you're thinking small, you're not going to be able to receive those, right? You can't think small and think you're going to receive big. You have to think big. We have to stop shrinking ourselves from everybody else, because God has so much more for us. I promise you. So listen, we are going to pick ourselves up. Come on. We are going to give ourselves grace, and we are going to start doing the work on ourselves to be the best version of ourselves and to get what God has for us. Okay? Please pick and promise me that we are going to do this work together. Okay? All right. So that was it. This was a quick episode, okay? And I have to end it off that if you have a prayer request, if you have any questions, or you need advice, please email me at nosmalltalkquestions@gmail.com. Also, you can DM me at I am LaBreia, and either I will bring it to the show anonymously, of course, or I'll get back to you personally via email or Instagram. All right, guys, everyone have a blessed day. Bye.